Hello, New York Travel Festival. I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. My name is Candace Rardon, and I'm so sorry I can't be there to join you in person right now. But as you can possibly see, I'm currently living in this lovely yurt on Salt Spring Island, just off the coast of Vancouver. So sadly, the journey to New York was just a bit too far, but I hope you guys are having a great time. I just wanted to share a quick story with you about how travel has helped shape who I am and what I do. When I started traveling and living overseas about 5.5 years ago, I was completely directionless in life. I had just graduated from college and was an English major, so you can imagine just how many practical options were falling right in my lap at the time. Slowly I learned about the world of travel writing and started freelancing and getting involved in those kinds of projects. But it wasn't until about 3 years ago that I first decided to bring a sketchbook with me on my next trip. It was just a short weekend break to Porto, Portugal, but almost immediately I fell in love with sketching and with the effects it was having on me as a traveler. When I have my camera out, I'm constantly running around, I'm taking pictures of everything, and thus end up remembering almost nothing. But it's different with sketching. It really slows me down, and it opens up my senses and opens up connections with the people in that place, and I find that I leave with much stronger, more vivid memories, and I love that. And so I kept sketching. I went to Asia and sketched in Kathmandu from a rooftop cafe overlooking the pagoda temples and Durbar Square. I sketched in Singapore right on Bussorah Street, looking down at a beautiful mosque and listening to shisha pipes all around me. One of my favorite sketching sessions was in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, where I sat right on Petaling Street and sketched these lanterns in Chinatown. And then my most recent trip was to Turkey, so obviously I had to spend a few hours in Istanbul sketching the Blue Mosque. Sketching has really become a huge part of what I do now. I'm a writer and sketch artist, and I love being able to tell stories through words and watercolors, and I really couldn't imagine traveling anymore without my sketchbook. Last summer I was visiting my parents back in Virginia where I grew up, and I got to looking through an old art journal that I had kept when I was around 14. And most of the entries were completely predictable and boring and banal, but one of them actually made me stop and was quite surprising. I guess it's what you would call my first travel sketch. It was just a colored pencil drawing that I had copied from a 1959 issue of National Geographic. And I have no idea where the photo is from or why I felt compelled to draw it, but it really just sort of showed me the seeds of why I now love travel and art so much. The other thing that really struck me about this was that right above the drawing I had written that I want to try and expand my artistic horizons further. And I just found it quite amazing that 13 years later I could look and see just how far my horizons had expanded in life, and to think that when I was 14, the idea of being a traveling sketch artist as a career would have been just entirely unimaginable, and I loved that. And I think it's just what I love so much about travel. It's just the way that it surprises us and changes us and seems to connect all these little pieces of our life and takes our past and our present and helps us find our way into the future. I really believe that it's this crucible, that if we go into it with an open heart and an open mind and are willing to be shaped and changed, then it's going to be impossible for us to leave and return home as the same person. So thank you so much for the honor of getting to share my story with you. I hope you guys continue to have a great time, and I look forward to reading about the festival. Bye.